Okay, so over the weekend, I was house sitting for Anna, and I was taking care of her pup and all of that fun jazz. I also had a lot of homecoming stuff to do this weekend, so I was out kind of late. And I came home Friday night, and I'm like, I feel gross, so I'm going to take a shower. So I took a shower in Anna's shower. And then I get out, and I'm brushing my teeth, and I look up at the ceiling, and I see a giant spider in her little globe glass cover thing that's on her light in her bathroom.
Light fixture.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, that's
this was the ceiling one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And I'm like, oh gosh, that is a big spider, and I really don't want to deal with that right now. That's in a very inconvenient spot. So I'm just going to leave it and deal with it tomorrow. So the next morning, I wake up pretty early to get ready for a parade that I was in. And I let Boo, the pupper, outside to go potty. And I see that my dad's up and around. So I call him. And I'm like, hey, will you come over and take care of this spider that's in Anna's ceiling? And he's like, okay, what do I need? And I'm like, I don't know. It is currently in the glass cover for her light.
This man's got a whole, like, a kit that he just pulls out.
None of us like spiders that much. I like spiders to an extent. But this one was just too big for me. So he comes over. He has a fly swatter and a blowtorch.
Yeah, you know, both ends of the spectrum there.
Yes. So I show him where the spider is. And I get him a stool. And we, like,
there was already one in there. Because it was the bathroom.
Yeah, but I wanted a heavier duty one. Anyways, grab him a stool. And he decides he's going to try and blowtorch the glass light cover to see if he can just kill the spider by heating up the glass enough.
Broke my cover.
He broke the cover.
I'm not sure I understand the logic anywhere of it.
What did it turn out to be, Harmony?
So we had to take the light cover off, and he's like trying to see if he can finagle it so he can like quickly kill the spider once he gets it down. He gets it down and gets ready to torch the spider directly, and then stops and looks at me and goes, "It's a fucking cricket."
The funniest part for me is that you literally could have just left it in the light and just let it do its own thing. You didn't have to take it out.
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
I don't think you understand. Yes, I did. This thing was huge.
You broke my light cover to kill Jiminy Cricket.
Well, Jiminy Cricket shouldn't have been in your light fixture looking like a big-ass spider.
My dumb ass over the weekend when you told me that was like, crickets can't climb walls. They most certainly can.
They can. You just don't see them do it that much.
They don't have thumbs. They can't climb up walls.
In any case, that was my weekend experience.
All that for not even a real spider.
Yeah.
Yep.
You done got played. But now you get a new light fixture, so, you know.
Woo.
Merry Christmas to you. Get an expensive one.
No.
Why did I write this? Brought to you by the record button.
Welcome back to Why Did I Write This? The podcast where we are continuing the story from last time. I'm Anna.
I'm Harmony.
I'm Beth.
Okay, so anyway, last time we went on a date with Paul. He stroked my underchin.
Don't call it that.
And I was just asked to a fair by George. And we left off by saying...
we're currently alone with John.
That's not where you want to be.
It was
No, it's not.
basically, it was a perfect opportunity to find out what was going down.
Yes.
So
Okay.
we're going to find out what's going down.
I got up to go get a drink. While in the kitchen, I had my back turned. I turned around after setting the glass in the sink to find John standing directly in front of me. Jeez, you know what? This is the one. This is the scene. Do you want to read it?
Yes.
Here you go.
Thank you. Jeez, John, don't sneak up on me like that. I walked past him, but he followed close behind me.
Ugh.
That's when he pinned me against the wall. One arm was against the wall, so I couldn't go anywhere. John, what are you doing? I was worried now. He smiled one of those where you didn't see any teeth to the fact his mouth wasn't open. He smiled one of those where you didn't see any teeth to the fact his mouth wasn't open. You wrote that, man. You and me, mini golf. Tomorrow. What do you say?
Oh, God.
Pay up, because I had a feeling about this. I forgot you bet us $100 in the previous part.
$10. I don't have $100.
Neither do I.
Well, pay up.
How about a nice high five?
No. Okay, what the hell is going on? I had my hand on my hip. Nothing. I just wanted to take out a nice catch is all. I really do like you. He still had me pinned to the wall. I crossed my arms. I watched his eyes to see if there was any hint of a lie. Luckily, I didn't see any, so I loosened up. Sure, I'll go mini golfing with you. What time are you coming to get me? He gave me a toothy grin. How does 5:30 sound for you?
Lots of no teeth, lots of teeth.
Yeah, right? Sounds fine. Now can I go so I can sit down? I demanded.
Okay, sorry. I hate this conceptually that he just like peels back his lips to reveal his toothy grin.
Are you saying like his lips were stuck to his teeth and it made like that
Yeah.
sound?
Oh, lordy. Okay. He turned his head to the side and poked at his cheek. I groaned. Come on, just a little peck.
Stop it.
Ew.
I cocked my head to the side and stood on my tiptoes to kiss his cheek.
Gross.
Are we
There.
Are we sure we can't pull a Mark Chapman instead?
Woo!
Woo! Whew, okay. There. Happy? I put his arm down and went back out to my living room. Ooh, you're a feisty one, aren't
Ew.
ya?
What's that noise?
Oh, so gross.
I flopped onto the couch and said, "Shut up, John."
I would too.
Listen, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? He gave me another toothy grin and walked to the door.
Why is he toothy at me?
But before leaving, he bent down, whispered a sweet nothing in my ear,
Ugh.
kissed my cheek, and then he left me there, blushing again like an idiot. Whew! Oh, you just went through a
Wow.
whole range of emotions.
We started off this episode so steamy.
Oh. Alright, do you want to go for your your date with George?
Yeah, I have it back. Ahem. When 4 o'clock came around, I was dressed casually and ready. George came knocking at my door. He was wearing a dress shirt and jeans, a jacket slung over his shoulder.
Oh, not suits.
Not suits. He's not like other men.
Okay, George.
Hey, ready to go? He asked. Of course. I shut the door behind me and looped my arm through his. I'm so used to it. And we were soon on the sidewalk.
I love the thought of you just like flopping over the railing and onto the sidewalk.
He was peering over at me through the corners of his eyes.
How does that work?
His eye, like, it scooped over the lid.
What?
Tur-
I think he's just side-eyeing her.
Oh, that would have been more appropriate to write then. Sounds like this man's got two just very weirdly.
He's a chameleon.
God, I wish.
Oh my
So-
god.
Where is this fair at? I asked. Oh, just down the road, It's not too far. He began to hum a song. One of their songs for sure, and I know it. Yes, I
I'm
know
sure
it
you
all
do.
too well. Looking all around me, everything was turning a different color. Autumn wasn't too far from now. There it is, George pointed in front of him. It was a small fair, sort of like something you'd see in a small town. There was a Ferris wheel, which I hate. Heights scare me. An upside-down ride? Merry-go-round? The music on those things annoy me. A stand where you could buy... A stand where you could buy fair food, a bouncy house for the kiddies, and so much more.
I don't like that you called it kitties. I know that's a normal thing, but I hate it.
We didn't have to wait at the ticket booth, so we got in quickly. So where to first, I asked, standing in front of him. He gazed all around him. Let's go into the haunted house.
Oh, wow, what a classic move.
A haunted house at a fair? You know it's gonna suck. Okay, he grabbed my elbow, almost eager to have me go in. If you get scared, you can always reach out for me, love. He let me go, and in he went. It was pitch black, and a fog machine had been put in, so the vision was blurry.
This seems very high-tech for what we had in this point of time, but that's okay.
Yeah, I never know. Fake blood and body parts were strewn in a cage, and a strobe light flashed our way in. There was a mummy that sat up from his coffin and turned towards us, moaning. So stupid, I thought. We were almost toward the end. The light was there. That was quick, wasn't it, George? No answer. George? Turning around, I realized he was gone. I had to find him, so I went back through to see that he had tripped. George, are you okay? I bent down to help him up. I didn't even hear you fall. The mummy sat up and groaned at us. Oh, shut up. We all know you're there. I yelled at it.
You're the worst kind of haunted house person.
I know. I wrapped my arms around his shoulders and got him to his feet. Thank you. I knew you'd come back for me, he smiled. Of course, I wouldn't want to lose my date. Now come on. I really hate that thing. I think I'm going to kill it. I really was. Can I hold your hand? He suddenly asked. I grinned at him and nodded. He laced his fingers through mine and we walked out. The sunlight caused us to squint. Where next? George asked me. I shrugged. His thumb was running over the top of my hand. Don't rub your thumb on my hand.
Do you need...
Yes, please. Yucky, yucky. That brought back a memory. Yucky, yucky.
Sorry, but that's so monotone.
His thumb was running over the top of my hand. It reminded me of the first guy I ever had feelings for.
No! No!
Yeah, that's what you put.
In the end, though, he ended up playing me and breaking my heart.
Wow.
Now I feel like yanking my hand away and crying. But I didn't.
There's that crying again.
How about, I don't know, you choose. He squeezed my hand.
Yucky.
Are you...
Thing for hands.
I told you, my quirky list. I like hands.
Yeah, well, this is more than liking hands, alright?
Are you an adventurous person, Anna? He asked, looking down at me.
No.
Yes? What does that have to do with anything? I saw him nod toward the ride that goes upside down while spinning you at the same time. Geez, it looked scary. Not as scary as the Ferris wheel, but still. I'll hold on to you, he promised.
This is Honor Out of Context. Thoughts and quotes from your host.
Chickadee check. My name's Josh Peck. I wish I could hear dust mites gossip in my ear while I sleep. I don't want to watch a moaning George Clooney.
You're not the grassiest mannequin. That just really jiggles my bladder.
I also hate the word pimple. Maybe I just hate lots of P words. I just don't like it. Ew, yucky. Sphincters.
One time in 5th grade, someone said I laugh like a rat as a rap lyric. I think about that sometimes. I have ear crispies.
This has been Anna Out of Context.
Okay, it looks like fun. We waited in line, and when we got into our seats, I reached for his hand and we held each other tight. The ride lifted us up, then down, which wasn't so bad, but then it started to spin us and I screamed along with the other people who were riding.
What are you gonna do, George?
Don't say it like that. It seemed to last more than 2 minutes and my legs felt like jello when we got off. I hate you for taking me on that, George, I laughed. He was laughing louder than I was. I'm sorry, Anna. That was so funny. I rolled my eyes and we decided to go on the merry-go-round. Each of us took a horse, side by side. I was holding onto the fake reins coming from the horse's mouth, telling it to giddy up.
I'm so funny.
You're so silly, he said, beaming at me. Why, thank you. You're too kind. I clutched the pole that impaled the horse's neck and held on to it for dear life. They need to give us more warning about this kind of stuff, I exclaimed. What?
What stuff?
It didn't even talk about the ride speeding up. She just held onto the pole and said she needed a warning.
Just out of context, you know?
George reached out to rub my back. It's okay. Oh, look, they have a mirror maze. How about we go in that, huh? Sure, it looks long and complicated, though, which it really did. Where is this? This story is getting more and more incoherent as we go on.
Maybe it's for the better that way.
I think I was really excited to get to like the
killing
main
Mark Chapman.
No, the main juiciness of the date. So I was
Ew.
like, okay, I'll just throw this and this and this in here.
As we entered the Hall of Mirrors, I realized that the walls were all mirrors.
Wow.
It was so confusing. I took lead and made sure I got good hold of George. It was all good until I embarrassed myself by running into a mirror.
I'm pretty
Is
sure I've done that.
the only time you've embarrassed yourself this whole experience?
Ow! I grabbed my face. Are you okay? George asked, concerned. I don't know. Let me see. I took a peek and gasped.
Oh, okay.
I had blood running out of my nose and I cut the inside of my lip from biting it. My voice cracked.
Welcome to puberty.
I'm an old woman. My hands were also cornered. No, not cornered in blood. Covered in blood. Come on, let's get you cleaned up. He threw his arm around me and we got out in no time. I quickly ran to a girl's restroom and washed up. My
thank you for
bleeding nose
clarifying.
stopped. It was the inside of my lip that took forever. It was still bleeding a tiny bit when I met back up with George. I'm sorry. The mirror maze was a stupid idea, George apologized.
Yes, it was.
Shaking my head, I replied, Don't worry about it. It was my fault. I bet you want to go home now, don't you? He looked sad and disappointed. I hit him lightly on the arm with the back of my hand. Oh, shut up. I don't think a few cuts and bruises are gonna stop the fun. You're not like other girls, Anna. He had his arm around my waist.
Told you, I'm not like other girls.
I'm not sure if this is a POV change, but there's some tildes, so...
Do you want to read past
Yes.
the tildes?
Yes. We had gone on every ride at least twice, except the Ferris wheel. The night lights were on, and we were still just holding hands. Let's go on the Ferris wheel. There's no line. I had made excuses to not go on the whole time, but he got me.
Okay, so it's still an honest perspective.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Okay. We tramped up the steps and were given a seat. The bar was locked and we moved up. I read the warning label. Warning, do not rock seats. And as if this ride couldn't get any better, the Ferris wheel sputtered and we were stuck at the very top. I don't know when you guys went off, but all right. My hands clenched the bar, my knuckles a pure white. George leaned forward to see what was going on, causing the seat to rock a little. Don't! I screamed, pushing him back against the seat. He widened his eyes in surprise. Are you scared of this ride? Is that why you didn't? Yes, George, I'm sorry. I'm absolutely terrified of heights, and now we're stuck up here! I screamed down to the operator. He craned his neck and yelled, "It's only a minor problem. We should have it fixed in half an hour." That's a minor problem. Okay. He gave me the thumbs up. Half an hour? George! I gripped his arm. He hushed me and told me not to worry. And look on the bright side. The stars are out and it's a beautiful night. Not as beautiful as you, though.
I'm getting overwhelmed with all these compliments.
I smiled at him, trying to calm down. He took his arm away from me and set it on my knee. "Can I have your jacket? I'm kinda cold." I rubbed my arms. He wriggled off his jacket and draped it over my shoulders.
Just get your own damn jacket.
She had one and that wasn't warm enough. Then he put his arm around me and locked fingers with the other hand, hugging me.
Oh, thanks.
I felt a lot safer hugging him than squeezing the bar. He was very warm, despite how skinny he was. Anna, I craned my neck to observe his eyes. Yes, he went silent, leaned forward, and caught my lips in his. 3 out of 4. Yay me.
Oh.
I was used to this, but sure, I can tell my kids one day that I kissed each Beatle.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yay me. We stayed in the lip lock for over a minute. His mouth tasted like the funnel cakes we had earlier. He pulled away, and I had my head against his chest. The Ferris wheel was fixed, and me and George headed back to my apartment. Want to watch a movie at my place, I asked. He grinned, not taking his arm off of me. Sure. So we ended up watching a stupid movie about Dracula. We decided to go hang out on my apartment balcony.
Black and balcony.
Ooh, okay. I brought out the 3 blankets and a pillow. I laid down one and gave one to George. We weren't laying side by side, but the sides of our faces were almost touching. The stars were amazing to look at. I wonder how many there are, George asked. Well, let's count.
No.
I poked my finger in the air and started to count. George did the same as well.
And we gonna put in the sky.
What he didn't know is that it was tiring, and we fell asleep.
No shit.
Only to have me woken up much later by loud thunder.
Oh no.
Do we need to continue, or are we calling that a good spot?
Okay. I think oh, actually there's just a little bit left, so I will finish that up.
Okay.
I opened my eyes. It was still very dark out, but the stars were hidden behind a ferocious-looking cloud. "George, wake up!" I flipped to my side and shook him. His eyes popped open with fear. What? What happened? He turned on his side to face me. "It's gonna storm! Let's go in!" I grabbed the blanket I was using and the pillow. George grabbed the rest and we dashed inside just as it was about to downpour. I looked over at the time. It was 2:42 in the morning. "Want to just stay the night? I wouldn't want you to walk home in this," I asked, heading to the living room. "Fine with me. Come on, we'll sleep in your room."
Oh.
"We'll sleep in your room." We brought our stuff to my room, and this time we laid side by side. We cuddled.
You didn't cry up against the wall and...
No, not this time. We cuddled, my head on his chest, his arm around me. "Good night, George," I murmured. "Good night, Anna." He bent my face up to his and kissed me passionately before we fell dead back asleep. And we are going to call that good.
Listen.
Uh-huh.
You just said that George's his eyes popped open with fear. What happened? And my brain just goes, Mark Chapman.
Oh my god. Is he the new Shia LaBeouf?
Yes.
God.
Whew.
Okay, friends, that
Oh,
was
that was a spicy one, man.
Guess we'll see how it goes with John next time.
Oh my lord.
It's not gonna be good, I promise you that. Okay, well, Cran Rap, where can we find this?
Yeah, so
Where can we find us? That's a good question.
you can find us on therecordbuttongroup.com. We have links to all of our various social medias, as well as a link to our Patreon if you are interested in subscribing to us.
Yes, please give us your money so that way we can make merch.
If you so kindly choose, we're pretty cool.
We have lots of cool ideas in the works, and we need your help to make them come to life. So please.
Please. Please.
Well, now no one's gonna give us money.
Okay, well, this is Why Did I Write This? I'm Anna.
I'm Harmony.
I'm Beth.
Okay, love you, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Why did I write this?